Legacy, legacy, legacy. I hear this legacy talk all the time. I want to leave a legacy. I feel like whenever you have, I don't agree with having kids broke. If you're broke, I feel like this is not a time to have kids. When you have children, I feel like the perfect time to have kids is when you have wealth, assets, property. You have something to pass down to your children. You want to be able to give your children a head start in life. You want to be able to give your children the best life. You want to give them a better life than you had growing up. If you saw your parents struggling when you were younger, why would you want to repeat that? It's just my opinion. This topic has been on my mind, this legacy talk, and I know a lot of people there are some people who are not comfortable having kids right now, and I totally understand. If you're not where you need to be financially, I totally get it. You don't feel comfortable having kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. You want to be able to give your children a leg up in the future. You don't want your kids to ever struggle. You want to be able to, when your kids want to go to college, it'll be great to be in a position where you could just pay for their college tuition in full so they don't have to get student loans, so they don't have to graduate college in the red. They're starting the next chapter of their life after college in the negative because they owe so much in student loans. And there are parents out there, rich folks, they pay for the college, they pay for their kids' college all the time. So people do that. But why, if you are broke and you're not where you need to be in life, why would you want to have kids and you can't really take care of your kids like that? You can't give them the life that they deserve. You know? And I get it, stuff happens, but if you can, man, if you're not where you need to be financially, man, just don't hold off on having kids. Because it's not the time. And if you've been depressed in your life, just about things you're dealing with on your own, imagine bringing a kid into this world and you don't have your stuff together. You're going to be really depressed. You have a mental breakdown because it's so hard raising children. In this economy now, it's crazy expensive to raise kids. The news report was talking about how people who make six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. They're saying it's hard to survive on six figures. That is insane. So even if you're making six figures, you're making that money, include a kid in that. Include a kid or two in that. It's going to be extremely rough to raise these kids. You want your kids to, you just want your kids to have a better life. In this economy, man, the economy's bad right now. But the people who are doing good are the people who have wealth. Money is power. Money is king. Their kids ain't struggling. You got a lot of rich parents who their kids they've passed down properties to their children. They ain't got to worry about rent, bills. They got property. They got a property or two in their name. They were able to teach their kids important lessons when it comes to business, making money, moving money around. Like, a lot of kids grow up with a disadvantage because they don't have the financial backing. They don't come from well-off parents. Not everyone is going to be a Jay-Z where they're able to come out of the projects and become a billionaire and kill it. Not every kid is going to have that future. A lot of kids they have a disadvantage when they don't come from a financially stable household. They get themselves in a lot of credit card debt. They make bad choices when it comes to money. They don't really understand the student loan situation. They get all these loans to pay for their college without really taking the time to really look at the majors they're going to school for. The amount of money I'm taking to get this student loan, this major that I'm majoring in, is this going to be enough for me to will I be able to make enough money in this career fair to pay off my student loans? And a lot of kids don't do that research because they don't know. They major in these career fields that They're not really making that much money. So you went to college, you probably owe over let's say you owe 100K, $100,000 in student loans, but the job you're working at, you're only making 50K. How are you going to pay off your student loans? You want to be a home buyer, right? You want to be able to buy your first home, start a family. How? You started off in the negative because you got all these student loans to go to college, and you're doing the best you can with what you got. But I think that's why I just feel like it's so important to just have your finances in order before you have kids. You just want your kids to have a head start in life. Their life is going to be better. They say, a lot of people say, oh, money isn't everything. Yes, it is. You need money to survive. Some people say stupid things like, I'd rather be broke and happy. Fuck that. I'd rather be rich and miserable. Money is important. You need money to survive. And with this economy right now, there's no more middle class. It's only upper class and lower class. If people are in the lower class, I don't understand, man, to have all these kids, and then you got people who use the government to survive, and it's just, you just want better for your kids. And I know that I wouldn't feel comfortable having kids unless I have wealth, assets, or property passed down to my children. If I were to start a family, I want to do it the right way. I want to have my finances in order. I want to be able to take care of my wife. If she doesn't want to work during the first, couple of years when she gives birth, I want to be able to provide that for her if I were to ever get married and have a family. I want to be able to have her stay home. She don't got to go to work. I want to have a business to pass down to my future kids. I want to pass down property to them. I want them to have just a better life than I had growing up. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Don't let people shame you guys you got to rush and have kids. But if you know that you're barely surviving, why would you bring kids into this world? Don't let any outside forces try to make you do something stupid, because they're not going to help you take care of your kid if you have a kid. Legacy. I hear this legacy talk all the time, but for me, legacy is when you have something to pass down to your kids, man. And if you don't got that, but what's the point, man? Let me know what is the point to have kids if you don't got nothing? So you're not financially stable. You decide to have a kid. Now, due to how expensive it is to raise this kid, you're working so much you're hardly home to even raise this kid. You're not even around. So the TV and the internet is basically raising your kid, because you're never home. You have to work so much just to pay rent and pay for this kid. I don't know, man. I just, I wouldn't want that for myself. Some people make it work, but, when it comes to legacy, man, I feel like it's very important to just have all your ducks in a row before you bring a child into this life. And I feel like a lot of us, we get in our feelings sometimes. We feel like, well, if we're not well off, or if we're not financially stable, we still can have a kid, because I want to experience being a parent and stuff. Okay, but is that fair to your future kid? To really go through struggle and not being able to have the things that they want because you can't afford to give it to them? You got to think about that. I get it. I want to be able to experience parenthood. I can't afford it, but I'm about to bring a kid into this world, and it's going to be a struggle because my finances are not in order. I don't know. It's just the economy is crap right now, man. Who would feel comfortable if you're living paycheck to paycheck, man? Who would feel comfortable bringing a child into this world right now during this tough time in this economy right now. The economy is bad. A lot of mass layoffs going around. A lot of people losing their jobs. They don't feel like there's any job security. You got people who still haven't paid off their student loans. They're still in credit card debt. They're living paycheck to paycheck and living off of credit cards. They have no money saved. They have no money saved. Living paycheck to paycheck. Who would feel comfortable having a kid right now? You got to think long and hard. Like, you want a legacy. Is this the legacy you want to leave? Which is nothing. You're leaving struggle. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. But I just, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's just, I don't have any kids right now, and I wouldn't feel comfortable having kids right now. I'm a work in progress. I still have a lot of work to do, and I'm not where I need to be at right now. Like, I want to be able to buy my first property before I have a kid, and I'm not there yet. And I'm being real with y'all, man. I just when I think it's like, because because I talk to coworkers and stuff, and they're like, "You don't have any kids. Like, you're 33." Like, yeah, it's like, don't you want to leave a legacy? That legacy, that means something. Legacy is different for me. I feel like a legacy is you're passing down wealth, assets, passing down something to your children. I don't have nothing to pass down right now. I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing a kid into this world, but a lot of people look at you crazy, man, when you're in your early 30s and you have no kids. They think something is wrong with you. But no, it's like the economy is not where it needs to be right now. Times are tough for a lot of people. Who'd feel comfortable having a kid right now? I'm cool. All I gotta do is take care of myself, and I'm cool. I'm cool with not having kids. Why would I want to have a kid right now? Don't let these people shame you guys, man. If you're not ready to have a kid, don't let them shame you. And for the women out there, I know it's tough. I know it's tough, man. You're on a time clock to have kids. You think about freezing your eggs. That's expensive. I don't know if the type of insurance you have covers that. I know IVF is expensive as well. Women have it tougher than us men, because they're on a time clock to have kids. So I know there's some women out there who feel like they're not financially ready to have a kid because there's a fear in the back of their mind. Like, if I have a kid with this person, are they going to leave me? Or, we're not married yet. Like, when's this person going to marry me, And it's, it's tough. It's tough. Like, what does legacy mean to you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments. It's like, I just feel like it's just very important, man, to just provide for your kids. I mean, pass some property down if you have some. If you got a business, pass that down to them so they can keep it in the family. If your kid goes to college, man, if you can afford to, man, pay that college off for them so they don't have to get student loans and start off in the red. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing all this nepotism. Who cares about nepotism? That's what you're supposed to do when you got money and you have wealth. You don't want your kids or family members to be struggling. And no, I believe in nepotism shit. I would do it. If I had kids, yeah, I want them to have a head start in life. I want them to have everything they ever wanted and more. A lot of people get mad at this nepotism stuff is because they weren't able to provide for their kids. That's the main reason people get upset about that. They're seeing their parents doing it the right way. And they're just upset that they couldn't do that for their own kids. It's like you have people they grew up poor, they have a kid poor, and they're poor, still poor. They weren't able to really teach their kids nothing. And they're both in the same position. And you hope that they don't repeat that same cycle. But it's time to you got to kill that, man. Kill that. Cut that cycle out. Do not repeat it. Break that cycle. Because that's how it is nowadays. People are just repeating the same cycle of having kids when they're financially unstable, and nothing good comes out of that. Who wants to live like, if you're already struggling, why do you got to bring a kid into this world to struggle with you? That ain't fair to that future kid. That's not fair. It's like before you have kids, man, just think long and hard. Is this the person you're having kids with? Is this a partner you see yourself having kids with? The person you're with, can you see them being a good parent? If you guys got any pets together, if you're in a relationship and you got pets with somebody, how is this person when they're taking care of the pet? Because that's a good thing to look after. Okay, is he doing his part with taking care of our dog or cat? Like, is he really involved? Are they involved in this? If not, then that's a red flag. If they're lazy when it comes to taking care of just basic household stuff and pet stuff, then that's an issue. But just, you got to think long and hard. Like, are my finances where they need to be before I bring this kid into this world? This person I'm with, do I see myself marrying this person? Is this person going to be a good parent, husband, wife, whatever? Think long and hard about that before you bring a kid into this world. And I think a lot of us, we ignore these red flags. We just rush into it because over lust. We're not in love with this person. It's just the lust. But when that goes away, when that fades, y'all have nothing. Y'all not compatible. You realize you're not compatible. You realize this person ain't the best parent if we were to have kids. So you got to think long and hard, vet this person. Have discernment. You got to really, just take your time before you think about bringing a kid into this world. Don't half-ass it. And don't let these people shame you for not having kids right now. A lot of people say some stupid shit. Why don't you have kids? Like, you don't need a lot of money to have kids. Yes, the hell you do. It's about to be 2026. The price is going to continue to go up. Everything is getting expensive. Who wants to be having kids broke? Not us. It's about to be 2026, man. Just think long and hard about this. I just wanted to talk about legacy, man. What does legacy mean for you, man? Because this has been on my mind lately when I think about legacy. Because me being alone and just focus, it's just me, I've been having a lot of time to just really take time to really think about what I really want in life. If I were to ever get back to really dating, because I'm not dating. I don't have a desire to date anytime soon. I just rather just be alone, focus on myself, because I'm at peace with just being by myself. And I'm still healing from my past breakup, but, I've really taken the time to really just think. I'm just thinking about so much, and this legacy thing has been in the back of my mind lately on what is legacy to some people. And I've realized what a legacy is to me. And I just feel like before I have kids, the type of legacy I want to be able to leave behind is I want to be able to pass down wealth, assets, and property to my future children. That's what I would want for my future children. And that's what I strive for. That's what I'm working towards. Even though I don't have kids, I want to work towards that. So when I do get into that position, when I'm ready to have kids, I'm ready. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. What does legacy mean to you? And I don't mean to offend anybody when I said I just don't agree with having kids broke. It's just my opinion and my personal thoughts. But I didn't mean to offend anybody if that's a touchy subject for you guys. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.